I'm a cop, and I've seen the worst of humanity. But nothing prepared me for the day a 17-year-old girl sat across from me and calmly explained, with terrifying clarity, the moment she accepted her own personal hell. Her words, "This is my life now," have echoed in my head ever since. This is the story of the case that broke me. I honestly feel that the majority of the people I arrest aren't truly evil. They're just regular people who've made terrible mistakes. That being said, there are a couple dozen arrests that stand out in my mind, people who are the exception to that rule. One in particular sticks with me, not necessarily because it was the most violent, but because of the sheer soul-crushing darkness of it all. The suspect, a man named Leo, was in his 40s, a hardcore meth addict living in absolute squalor with his 15-year-old daughter, Mia. When they were finally evicted, Mia was taken into state custody. It was only after a year of counseling that the full story came out. She finally disclosed that her own father had been injecting her with methamphetamine and then assaulting her. The therapist brought her to us, and we sat her down for a formal interview. This girl, 17 by now, was no longer a child. She was terrifyingly intelligent, articulate, and carried the weight of someone who had lived 100 lifetimes of pain. She detailed, in chillingly remarkable detail, how it started. One night, her father, completely strung out, injected meth into her forearm. This became a regular thing. Then one night, when they were both high, he pinned her against the kitchen wall and the assaults began. It became her new normal. But then came the twist that still turns my stomach. Leo eventually convinced Mia to start bringing her friends home. He'd inject them with meth and do the same things to them that he did to her. And she did it. Mia kept bringing different friends home, one after another, sacrificing them so that her father would leave her alone. She chose the lesser of two unspeakable evils. Eventually, when they were evicted, Leo just kicked Mia to the curb. She and one of her friends, a girl named Chloe, ended up living out of his car in a nearby park. Listening to all this was hard, but it was Mia's response to one simple question that shattered me. When I asked why she never told anyone, she looked at me without a single tear in her eye and said, "The first time it happened, when he pinned me against the wall, all I could think, over and over was, this is my life now. I will remember those words for the rest of my days." I can still hear the dead, hollow inflection in her voice as she said them. About 8 months later, I ran into Chloe, the friend who had lived in the car with Mia. She was 15 when her father was evicted. She had initially agreed to cooperate with the prosecution, but then she just disappeared. Now, she was 18, maybe 19, and when I saw her, I didn't even recognize her until I checked her ID. Heroin, meth, and life on the streets had completely destroyed her. She was a ghost. It was clear she wouldn't be alive much longer. What do you think is the biggest failure of the system in stories like this? Share your thoughts in the comments.